Okay, so let's do our first sort of functional debug to see see where we get and sort of what the issues are. Really curious to see what's how this is going to get resolved, and so let's figure out how to work this. So let me just run cargo test, and there's a way to capture the output. So Rust test capture set out. There's a either an environment dash no capture. Okay, so we're running this. We're now getting some output. In this case, it's saying get. So let's just follow that request here. Let's go ahead and print something here. And hello handler. Print statements are not a bad thing, but not always great. So we get here into hello handler, and in our server, so at this point we have there we go, run. So it's gonna execute that in a thread pool. And you know what, just for fun, let's see what that does. I'm just taking it out of the thread pool because I don't need to run that in a thread pool. We're just going to call it directly. Everything's going to block. It's going to be great. Cloning that. Okay, so handle connection is going to figure out what the parse the request. We're going to match the request as a get. It's get. We're doing some cloning. I don't know what A is. What is A? A is a string. Hashed request. So what is different between that and the other one? Ooh, I don't like that, but let's get this to work. So we find our handlers, we get the hashed request, and we call our handler on the request, which will get a response. So got response, and I think I can actually just I can't debug the response. Why can't I debug the response? Oh, because it's a raw vec. Okay, we'll clean that up later. Let's just make that a length. Content lin. So we do get the response. We get write all. Yeah, that's probably close. Do we own the stream here? We do own the stream, so this will drop and should close the remote connection. So let's do. I sort of need to have. So let's do this. We're going to go into Crag Web. Let's make an examples folder. And we're going to touch examples simple.rs. And simple.rx is going to be mostly what we're doing here in index. Where we create the server, but this is now going to be main. We can just run the server directly here, and that might work. This is no longer a test, but it is a Tokyo main instead. Come on, keyboard. There we go. So cargo run example simple. And the reason why I want this is, where's my split? We're going to split the terminal, and we do have curl. http://s log cal hello. So we end up getting a HTTP 09 when not allowed. What is that? So let's use netcat. Netcat localhost 12345. App install, app update, app. So I'm installing netcat. Netcat is going to allow me to just create a raw TCP connection and do my GET request by myself. So app install netcat. Yes. NC localhost 12345 get/hello. So looks like we didn't get a valid response. So we're not really constructing our response correctly, because we're generating just this. So this might actually be our own fault. Let me go into the hello main. This is what was given to me before. And the hello handler here, oh yeah, this is much more complete, if not really annoying to write. But it'll get us over the hump so we can move on to making this excellent. There we go. Hello handler now is come on, Copilot, you got this. Okay. So now let's run simple. Let's run curl here. We get a sort of valid response. And we get a valid response in our web server. May not be great, but we at least have a valid response. So let's put this hello handler into our index test. Let's import response, cargo test. Running one test. still blocking. Wrote all. Got response of 55. I wonder why. Because I think it's closing. This still. Curl's happy with that. And Chrome is happy with that. At least it's not complaining. It does say there's an issue. Deprecated feature used. Ah, that must be a plugin that I have. Okay, so that works. Why doesn't request like this? Because what I want to be able to do is start the server, get a request, make sure that that's success, and oh, let's actually do this. We'll keep that. If we try to get bad, then status should be is client error, maybe. It's kind of rough when we don't have full control over what's going on here. It's going longer than I wanted it to do. Can we close the stream? Shutdown? How is going to be sure. Wrote all. But we're still blocking here. Why are we? Maybe we did get past this. Got past. Okay, so this did succeed. We might not be able to abort the server. Is that what's going on? Calling task might complete as usual. If it's not, but most likely it'll fail. So I think the issue is that I cannot cancel this because it's not being treated as an actual cancelable thing. So let's do this. Thread join. Oh, we'll still call it server join. And thread, standard thread spawn. And now can I shut down that? Cancel. How do I kill a running thread? I don't think that the join handle is right. Let's just see what happens. Move. Okay, we exit out of this and it appears to abort on its own, or at least it doesn't care. That is still sort of running. But we do have an integration test. And we ought to be able to run our watch script to run this continuously, and every time we hit save, it's going to recompile and rerun that test, and we're making sure that our requests are working. Just like as an example, if we were to say like panic in one of these guys here, our test should obviously fail because something went wrong. And we could also say that assert equal r dot body text await colon is going to be that. That's probably right. Which it is. And like if we were testing against a different string, this is going to fail. This is that they call it red green, red green, whatever the test driven development mechanism is. So we at least have this automated test now that is going to run the server, even if we're not happy. I'm not happy with the way that the server is set up and running in a separate thread, but it's working. Good. Very much progress. I think I'm going to take a break. I mean, you're going to see the next video whenever you see it, but I want to take a break from this, and we'll come back in a little bit. I want to make sure that we're clean. Pool is never red. Take that out, and cargo clippy. Yeah. So we're clean. Let's commit this. We have clean integration tests, and it's break time. Definitely, I'm going to say better off than we have been. I certainly like having a test running to make sure that it's working the way we want it to. I could probably put back this thread pool, although you always start worrying about like just adding additional features, if you will, to this. But certainly with the test, I can start adding stuff in, and if I break, I'm going to know early on. Cool. Much longer video, but necessary to get this to a point where we're at least at a baseline of operational, and as we start to refactor it, we're not going to break something as we go. Really hard to go into the refactoring until you get to this point.